We begin tonight with breaking news. The family of the missing journalist confirms his body has been found. Sports writer David Malinsky's niece released a statement saying the body discovered yesterday in the Mummy Springs area of Mount Charleston is her uncle. 13 Action News reporter Nina Porciuncula joins us live with what the family has to say. Nina?
Tom, as you can imagine, David Malinsky's family is devastated. This is not the update that we were all hoping for. It's been a week since David Malinsky first went missing after heading out for a day hike on the North Loop of Mount Charleston. Family and friends were worried when he wasn't back later that day. It sparked a week-long search which ended yesterday after crews found his body. The search has been brutal for the family. Malinsky's niece posted on Facebook saying they've been filled with uncertainty, fear, love, and despair. His family also thanked the community for an outpouring of support. Malinsky is well known by many in Las Vegas as a writer and expert on sports betting. He also is an avid hiker. Now, when we spoke with Metro and rescue crews earlier this week, they said they believe there's no foul play involved, but they were concerned that there might be some medical issues at play or he might have been injured. But again, we're still waiting to get confirmation on that. Nina Porciuncula, 13 Action News.
A dramatic and unexpected scene in the Southwest Valley this morning as a hot air balloon makes an emergency landing. 13 Action News reporter Austin Carter joins us in the Breaking News Center with the latest details. Austin?
Tom, no doubt a startling sight for folks driving down Warm Springs Road this morning as a hot air balloon full of passengers made that emergency landing. Take a look at this footage sent to us by viewers shortly after that landing. Metro telling us this hot air balloon landed along Warm Springs Road right near Durango just after 7:30 this morning. We're told one woman during the flight became overheated, causing that pilot to land the balloon immediately. She was then rushed to a nearby hospital by paramedics. We're told this morning's flight was operated by Vegas Hot Air Sin City Balloon Rides with a total of 7 people on board. Now, we spoke with one hot air balloon pilot from Las Vegas by phone who has over 3 decades of flying experience, who says this morning's pilot did everything right, landed that balloon in a safe spot to make sure this woman could be taken care of quickly.
If there were power lines around there or anything that the balloon could have hit, the pilot would have flown on to another location. So the pilot did an excellent job of putting the balloon down at his earliest convenience.
And the good news, we've learned that that woman who was rushed to the hospital is expected to be okay. Tom.
They're okay there. Thanks, Austin. Well, just a closure reminder, if you're traveling around the Spaghetti Bowl this weekend, MLK is closed at US 95. All off and on ramps are closed. Those closures are needed for bridge demolition related to Project Neon. Everything is expected to reopen at 5 a.m. Monday morning. Well, he was best known for his role as Mini-Me in the Austin Powers films. Vern Troyer passed away at the age of 49 today.
1/8 your size.
I shall call him Mini-Me.
His death was announced on the actor's Facebook page today. The cause of death hasn't been released, but the statement mentioned he had been dealing with, quote, recent time of adversity. Troyer was one of the shortest people in the world, standing at just 2 feet 8 inches tall. He appeared in more than 24 films. Former First Lady Barbara Bush was honored in a private funeral service in Houston today. She passed away at age 92 with her family by her side Tuesday. ABC's Natalie Brunell spent time at the service where her family and close friends praised the beloved mother and grandmother during their emotional eulogies.
A touching farewell to beloved former First Lady Barbara Bush.
She believed in and practiced the principles of honesty, tolerance, decency.
Her children and grandchildren fighting back tears as they read from the Bible. Jeb Bush, chosen by his mother to give a eulogy, sharing his admiration for the love letters between his father, former President George H.W. Bush, and Barbara over their 73-year love story.
Will you marry me? Oops, I forgot we did that 49 years ago. I was very happy on that day in 1945, but I'm even happier today.
Jeb also making light of Barbara's family nickname, the Enforcer.
There were no safe spaces or microaggressions allowed with Barbara Pierce Bush.
Friend and presidential biographer John Meacham conveying the power of her impact.
She was as honest with herself as she was with all of us.
First families and other dignitaries joining the Bushes' lifelong friends for the outpouring of tributes.
She was the gold standard of what it meant to be a friend.
Following the service, a procession driving 96 miles to College Station, but at her final resting place, the George Bush Presidential Library at Texas A&M, a private moment for immediate family only and one final farewell.
Barbara Bush's legacy living on in so many ways, including through her Literacy Foundation. Her husband today as a loving tribute, wearing socks adorned with books in memory of Barbara. Natalie Brunell, ABC News, Houston.
Well, we saw a little warm up today, but without the winds. Average for this time of year is 80 degrees, and most of the valley was well above that. 86 was the official at McCarran. That hit right around 4 o'clock. 85 the high in North Las Vegas, and both Henderson and Boulder City came in at 84 degrees. So quite warm. And it's going to get even warmer. Right now, we're not too far from those highs, and look at the winds, very, very light. This is another pattern that's set to continue. Lots of sunshine out there. That is courtesy of high pressure. And take a look as we move through the rest of the evening. Very mild temperatures. If you're planning maybe dinner on the patio, it is going to be picture perfect outside. There's high pressure. That is going to strengthen, and we're going to see even warmer temperatures in the next several days. I'll show you those numbers on your 13 First Alert 7-day planner coming up in just a few minutes.
Yeah, and if you're heading out to enjoy that weather on Mount Charleston, you probably know it's a popular spot to enjoy those views and grab a drink or a bite to eat. And now the Mount Charleston Lodge is getting some new owners. The Ellis Island Casino and Brewery announced they bought the property earlier this month. They're planning on keeping the same name, but they're doing some renovations and, of course, adding some of their own beers. But looking ahead tomorrow, the Animal Foundation will host its 15th annual Best in Show. Dogs will strut their stuff on the carpet and compete in a variety of categories, including small, variety pack, puppies, and special needs. One dog will be crowned Best in Show, but all participants will be available for adoption following the event. The event starts at 1 p.m. tomorrow at the Thomas and Mack Center. A Valley couple hit with a major double whammy. They were running for their lives when one of the men was shot twice, and they lost their dog in all the chaos near UNLV. The couple now hoping that these flyers will help bring Gizmo home. 13 Action News reporter Gina Lazara shows us how this little guy is more than just a dog to this family.
Omari Rodriguez points to the spots where 2 bullets are still lodged inside his skin.
The other one is in my shoulder.
Omari and his partner Stephen Ragsdale were just walking their dog Gizmo at 7 a.m. last Sunday. That's when they got into an argument with a neighbor who says they were speaking too loudly.
We're literally just talking like average people, not loud or anything at all.
The couple left, came back, and police say that same man was waiting for them.
Next thing you know, we see these huge stones, like these huge bricks being thrown at us. And I'm looking like, where are these bricks coming from?
It escalated even further. Police say the man pulled out a gun and began firing at the 2 men and Gizmo.
He began running across the street. I have Gizmo in my hand, but I eventually let him go. Because I don't know, it just happened so fast.
Both bullets hit Omari in the back while he was trying to protect Stephen.
I could barely speak. There was just blood coming out and everything. I finally hit the floor.
But despite not knowing if he was going to survive, he noticed Gizmo wasn't there.
I tell Stephen, please find Gizmo, get Gizmo, Stephen, get Gizmo.
But the 4-pound dog was nowhere to be found, and he hasn't been seen in 12 days.
I woke up every morning with him. I trained him. I've bathed him. We've given him haircuts. We've taken him on walks.
It wasn't just a dog for us. You know what I'm saying? It was a part of our family.
The couple is desperate to get their dog back.
This is my baby, so if you all see him, please contact us.
Gina Lazara, 13 Action News.
Now the shooter is being charged with attempted murder. A North Las Vegas school had to cancel class for a lack of teachers. Parent Yesenia Gonzalez says she got a call from Elizondo Elementary School saying special needs classes weren't available yesterday. CCSD says 7 staff members at the school called in claiming they couldn't work, cutting the special education staff in half. After making calls and discovering there was no extra help available, the assistant principal made the decision to offer parents the option of keeping their children at home with an excused absence.
And they said, well, we just don't have enough staff, and it's best that the kids just stay home.
CCSD acknowledges they have a shortage when it comes to special education staff district-wide, but says special education staffing is a problem nationwide as well. Caught on camera, a man's confrontation with police in a Walmart parking lot turns deadly. The actions of the officers are being questioned by family and witnesses. Scammers have polished their skills, making it even more difficult to track them down, and now they seem to be picking their targets based on one thing in particular. Earth Day is Sunday, the 4 ways you can help out the environment, all while helping yourself. Stay with us and count on Chopper 13 to bring you breaking news fast and first. Welcome back. We're following a story out of California where questions are being raised about a police shooting that took place in a Walmart parking lot. Part of the incident was caught on camera, a father of 3 dying in a barrage of bullets. ABC's Zachary Quiche has the details.
There's no justification for what they did to him.
People want to know what happened when a man wanted for questioning was shot and killed in front of shoppers at a Walmart in Barstow, California. Take a look at this video showing the crash. The driver in the black car backing up into the police vehicle. Seemingly no substantial damage done, then police firing several shots. The end result was tragic. I spoke with former Dallas Police Chief David Brown, who says he understands the challenges officers face and naturally wants to defend and protect them.
You can't defend it. It's indefensible.
How can you say that with the limited information you have?
Nothing's going to change how many times they shot into a car.
According to witnesses, more than 20 rounds were fired into this Ford Mustang with 4 people inside. 26-year-old Deontay Yarber, the driver, was killed. There were no guns found on the scene.
I can't focus. It's like I'm in a twist between anger and hurt.
In their only statement more than 2 weeks ago, Barstow police saying the officers in question were responding to a suspicious vehicle tip surrounding the Mustang coupe before commanding the driver to exit the vehicle. But they say instead the driver accelerated his car back and forth towards officers, hitting patrol vehicles. Yarber has a criminal record and had a felony warrant for his arrest, but his family is still devastated by what happened to their loved one.
It needs to stop. I never thought it would hit home.
That was Zachary Quiche reporting. Syracuse University has permanently expelled a fraternity chapter after a video surfaced showing, quote, extremely racist behavior. The university sent a letter to Theta Tau today informing members of the expulsion. Syracuse says school authorities have already interviewed 38 students regarding the video and more interviews are planned. Students involved could face possible suspension or expulsion. A student is recovering after a shooting yesterday at a high school in Ocala, Florida. The suspected shooter says it was a message to people. Sky Bush says sickness drove him to plan a shooting at the school he used to attend. It happened before students took part in a national protest against gun violence. Sky says he's been treated for his mental health before but wanted more serious attention. He says taking lives was not a part of his plan.
Do you feel sorry? Do you feel remorseful?
Yeah. That's why I put down the gun. I could have kept going.
Sky says he got his gun just after the school shooting in Parkland, Florida. He bought it privately without a background check from someone he met online. Sky now faces several charges, including terrorism. The student wounded was shot in the ankle and is expected to be okay. Well, we hear about check scams all the time. We're asked to deposit some of the money and wire back the rest. One man who was targeted decided to see how far he could go if he responded. Andy Taylor shows us scammers are refining their tactics, targeting people based on their jobs and their expertise.
And you played this cat and mouse game with them?
I did.
On purpose?
On purpose.
Attorney Stephen Replin has been practicing law for decades and knows the law inside and out. So when he got this email...
You know, the whole thing kind of felt funny right at the beginning.
On the surface, the email seemed legit.
And I get an email from a fellow, which is not uncommon.
The email was tailored to Replin's job, asking for legal representation.
At this point, we need an attorney that can draft a purchase and sales agreement for this transaction.
Replin could tell something was off. Too many typos and misspellings. The purchase was for a tugboat from Cambodia for a shipping company here in the U.S. He decided to play along.
And so I asked them for a $7,500 retainer.
A $7,500 retainer fee to help broker the deal. And he got...
So I get this check for $487,601.
But that's where the trail gets cold. The check came from Delaware. The phone number on the letter that came with it was from California, but when he called it, he ended up forwarded to Arizona. The woman who answered knew nothing about the deal and told him others have called her too, suggesting her number had been spoofed. But as for the address, we tracked it down and found it really is for a shipping and packing company in yet another state, Colorado. But they told us they didn't order a boat or even send a check. If Replin deposited that check, kept the retainer, and wired back the rest of the money as instructed, he'd be on the hook for nearly $500,000. That's because the check would have later bounced and his account overdrawn.
I mean, you understanding how sophisticated this thing is. It's preying on the ignorance and the greed of people.
Experts say finding the people behind this type of check fraud is next to impossible. Stephen Replin found that's the main thing in this whole game of cat and mouse that was true. I'm Annie Taylor reporting.
President Trump says he is considering granting a posthumous pardon to legendary boxer Jack Johnson. Taking to Twitter today, Trump wrote the following, quote, "Sylvester Stallone called me with the story of heavyweight boxing champion Jack Johnson. His trials and tribulations were great, his life complex and controversial. Others have looked at this over the years. Most thought it would be done, but yes, I am considering a full pardon." Johnson was the first African-American world heavyweight boxing champion. In 1913, an all-white jury convicted Johnson under the Mann Act for taking his white girlfriend across state lines for, quote, immoral purposes. Johnson died in 1946. Well, for Earth Day, you can actually help the environment while getting rewarded for it. Apple is taking back any used devices. You can do this at the Apple Store or online. For each device they receive, they'll make a donation to Conservation International. Also, if you turn in an eligible device, you can get credit for an in-store purchase. Target is taking back car seats you don't want. You'll get a 20% off coupon for a new car seat, booster seat, or stroller. Old car seats will be recycled to make things like grocery carts and construction materials. And if you've got some old jeans hanging in your closet, Levi's will take them. All you have to do is ship them. There's a free shipping label on their website. You'll get a 20% off coupon for Levi's. And if you shop at H&M, you can always donate your clothes there in exchange for a 15% coupon. And this is a year-round deal.
Well, we're starting to get into that time of year when sunscreen is a must, and with the numbers we're going to see tomorrow, you should pay attention to this section here. Very high, the UV for tomorrow, and that will be between the times of lunchtime and 2 o'clock. Air quality for tomorrow will be in the moderate category. We have a little bit of ozone out there, and of course, pollen remains medium high. It's lower than it's been in the last couple of weeks, but still on the high end. There's your Starlight Radar Composite. Not a cloud in the sky, a little bit over the mountains, but that's about it. From the wider perspective, not a whole lot going on because high pressure is in control, and that is going to be our weather pattern over the next several days and for most of the week. You see through Monday, high pressure in place, although that ridge isn't very steep. However, that does change as we head into Tuesday and Wednesday. And then once we head to Wednesday, this system out in the Pacific not going to affect us quite yet, but eventually it's going to linger there and it's going to bring us breezy to windy conditions. So I'll give you that first alert on your 13 First Alert 7-day planner. For now, far above average temperatures is going to be the theme. 10 above for tomorrow, 12 and 11, and then 12 again on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So here are your averages. You can see that we're going to be right around the 90-degree mark for most of the week. Your pollen forecast, your allergy forecast, again, moderate to high, although we're not in the double digits, so that is good. For 84 degrees outside, 85 in Green Valley, Henderson coming in at 85 degrees, and Anthem at 83. For tomorrow, a whole lot of 90s in the forecast, although we are seeing a lot of upper 80s as well. 89 Aliante, Summerlin are a cool spot at 85 degrees. A little bit farther to the northeast, both Nellis and Sunrise Manor at 89, North Las Vegas right at that 90-degree mark. Out in the southwest, there's another 90, Mountain's Edge at 90 degrees, and you see how calm the winds are going to be. That's another pattern that's going to continue with high pressure in place. Anthem 88, Green Valley at 90 degrees, and farther to the east, Lake Mead just under 90, both Boulder City and eastern portions of Henderson will be at 91. So if you're going to the Pirate Fest at Craig Ranch for tomorrow, it's going to be a really nice day. Little thicker cloud cover for the first part of the day, but very light winds, and then mainly sunny skies as we head into the afternoon. And anything you're going to do outdoors for tomorrow, it's going to be gorgeous. Mount Charleston, of course, our cooler spot, but quite mild, 67 degrees for the high. Of course, chilly in the mornings at Red Rock and Charleston, but once we head into the afternoon, it will be mild and warm depending on where you're going. Your 13 First Alert 7-day planner, 90 expected for tomorrow, and then we continue in the low to even close to mid-90s on some days. Tuesday, 92, lots of sunshine. Then we'll start to get a push of cloud cover and some breezes. This is your first alert ahead of that system that's going to linger out in the Pacific. We're not talking very strong winds, low end of the windy category on Friday, Saturday, but you can see not affecting temperatures a whole lot, although it will send some cloud cover in our direction. Tom?
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Carla. Well, go Knights go. The Vegas Golden Knights inaugural season has been one for the record books, and fans everywhere have taken notice, and they're looking to collect a piece of the team's history. We'll have that story after the break. Welcome back. Well, if you've been to a Golden Knights game this year, you probably recognize several popular items. While posters and pucks were given away for free, they're now selling for hundreds of dollars online. 13 Action News reporter Brian Callahan has a look at the growing market for mementos from this historic first season.
For Jason LaRicchia, grabbing the program posters at Golden Knights game became a tradition as his family made their way into T-Mobile Arena.
Where they get excited to go to the poster table right when we walk in the games.
Within the first month, he says season ticket holders began bonding over those posters, helping each other fill in the gaps when they missed games.
It became a trading community.
But as the Golden Knights continue collecting wins, the market for those giveaway items is soaring. Take a look at some of the prices for the highest profile items recently sold on eBay. The Vegas Strong poster from the first home game sold as high as $110. The commemorative puck from that same game went for $189. The Chance bobblehead is selling as high as $129, and a complete set of the posters from the 41 home games and 3 preseason games went for $1,500. LaRicchia, his wife, and 2 kids each have a set.
I mean, look at that. That's $6,000 worth of posters. I could pay for most of my season tickets for next season, but am I going to do that? No.
While LaRicchia has no plans to sell his collection, he says he understands those who sell the stuff they don't have space for. But he says he does have a bit of an issue with those trying to take advantage of the situation.
When you've got free posters and people are walking in taking a stack of 100 of them because they know that people are paying $20 a piece for them, I had an issue there.
Pretty cool stuff, and LaRicchia does have one of his items listed on eBay. It's a Chance bobblehead he has listed for $5,000. He posted it as a joke and never expects it to sell. He explains the logic of that in an extended clip that we have at ktnv.com. 13 Action News is teaming up with Nevada Job Connect to let you know about employment opportunities around the valley. There's an opening for a phlebotomy instructor. Pay starts at $19 an hour. Also, an opening for a field operations supervisor. Pay starts at $14 an hour. And a very Vegas job here, an opening for a character performer. You must be 18 or older to apply. Pay for that is $12 an hour. For more on these jobs and other openings around the valley, just go to ktnv.com/jobs. Carla has another look at your forecast, but right now here's a live look outside at the beautiful valley. You're watching 13 Action News, where you get breaking news fast and first. We'll be right back.
There's your 13 First Alert 7-day planner. 90 tomorrow, and it just gets warmer from there. 93 on Monday. We stay along the same lines Tuesday, Wednesday. Then a system off to the Pacific and a linger to our west going to send additional cloud cover and a little wind our way, particularly on Friday, Saturday. But that's low-end windy, so not too bad.
Get out there and enjoy it. And here's a look at what's coming up in tonight's primetime lineup right here on ABC. At 8, American Idol. Then at 10, 2020. And then, of course, stay with us for 13 Action News at 11. Well, that's our news for right now. Stay with us for Judge Judy coming up next. We're always on at ktnv.com, our mobile app, our Roku channel. We'll see you right back here for Action News live at 11. Thanks for watching, everyone.